Alright, we're going to learn how to duplicate a simple effect in Photoshop in Illustrator, where it's not so simple to create this effect. The most basic way to do would be to grab a marquee tool, grab your feather, put it up to the desired pixel range, select your area on your layer that you want, and hit delete. You can see that creates a gradient fade of the JPEG of the highway behind the Camaro, so it looks like the Camaro's coming up the page or out of the picture. I'm going to recreate this vector style in Adobe Illustrator right now, which is actually pretty easy to do, come to find out. So what we're going to do is we have our two images here. We have our Camaro and our highway. What we're going to do is we're just going to create a rectangle over the highway. See, that puts it up top. You want to make sure and just drag that right above the highway picture. We want to make this JPEG, instead of being a solid color, we want to make it a gradient from black to white. And then using our layer palette or dragging and selecting, we can select both the image and the path. Then you need a transparency palette. Just click on the drop down menu right here. Sorry, I'll move that over. Click on the drop down palette or option right here and select Make Opacity Mask. What that does is everywhere where there's black, it will create a fade effect. So to make it look like the Photoshop example that I just used, we're going to select the gradient by clicking on this box right here in the transparency palette. You can either invert the mask, or with your gradient tool you can make it go the opposite direction. Now you can also play with the colors on your gradient to slim that down. My feather in Photoshop was only 50 pixels, so we can get that to be 50 pixels, and we can slide it over whichever way we want to. While this gradient is selected right here, anything that we do in the field area is going to apply it to the gradient mask. And so to get back to our normal original field, we can just click on the image to the left here, and now we're back in the normal Illustrator. And to verify that this is actually a gradient image, we can always just put an object underneath, and you can see how that red will fade away behind the JPEG. So let your creative genius take over, and you can do wonders with this effect in Illustrator. For more tutorials in Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, you can visit videase.com/AI_tutorials.